This is Detroit's Morning Answer with John Anthony on FM 92.7 and AM 1400. The Answer.
Good morning, Detroit. Detroit's Morning Answer with John Anthony. I hope you guys had a great weekend. I know I did. On Saturday on Black and Right, I did an interview with a good friend of mine, Michael Alfaro, and I'm telling you, it sent shockwaves throughout Cambodia and Thailand. I started getting messages from people from Cambodia saying thank you for getting the message out. And they love Michael Alfaro. And I've also had people from Thailand reaching out saying, you don't know the full story, you don't know the truth. If there's anybody out there from Thailand that wants to come on, Michael Alfaro knows that I'll bring him on. And even if we have to bring Mike Alfaro and this Thailand individual on to have one of those back and forth discussions, I'm more than willing to do so. And that's why it was such a, I don't know, man. I tell you, I think one of my messages got almost up to 600,000 views on just one little message that Michael Alfaro sent back out, and it's still climbing. And I think I've probably gained over 2,500 new followers on my Black and Right radio just because of that interview. So it was such a good interview, and Michael Alfaro had told me that so many people. Even people within who had familiarity with the Trump administration even reached out to him to say, what a great interview. So with that said, I wanted to bring Mike Alfaro back. And if you Detroit, you may not know Michael Alfaro, but he was also a radio host with Salem, Chicago. He had a radio show called The Michael Alfaro Show, The Bull Stops Here. And he would bring on people, I'm telling you, people I had never heard of. And they were world leaders from across the world. And that's why I wanted to have him back on this show because it's a very, as you guys know, Trump has brought peace between the two countries, Cambodia and Thailand. And what's at issue and what's at stake is Michael, and he'll come on. When he come on, he'll describe what's going on. And there's 18 hostages that Thailand is allegedly still have. And that was one of the reasons. And we'll find out. Michael Alfaro, welcome to Detroit's Morning Answer, my brother. Michael, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there you go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. Now, Michael, your trip to Cambodia, I mean, it drew a lot of international attention. Before we get into the, so alleged controversy, what was your mission when you decided to go? What led you to Cambodia?
Well, the aggression from Thailand was just not normal. And everything that signaled back to me here in the United States was I need to find out what exactly is the motivation for Thailand's aggression. Why would they go ahead and open fire on 4 villagers in Cambodia? And where's the motivation for this war from Thailand's side and from the Cambodian side? So I had to go and find out for myself.
Yeah, and Michael, I know you said when I interviewed you Saturday and you and I talked after the show and things of that nature, you said that there were a few things you wanted to clear up. Did you want to go ahead and have that opportunity? Because I know you said you wanted to clean up and clear up a few things.
Well, let's talk about the war, okay? So when President Trump called for ceasefire, everyone lowered their guns, which is a great thing. However, shortly after, the day after, Thailand says, let's take a photo op together. Cambodia, bring your soldiers to the border. And everyone says, kumbaya, yes, we're so happy. They bring in their troops on the borders, and guess what? Thailand kidnaps over 20 soldiers, bringing them to their side, torturing 2 of them, and they end up being released. So they still have 28 soldiers that are still held in captivity, and it's been now 26 days. This is a breach. This is a breach of the agreement of the call for ceasefire, and Thailand did not stop there. Thailand went ahead and remapped the borderline, claiming that their land is in fact, it's Cambodian line. What they did was they set up barbed wire fence. They start with rubber tires, and they're patrolling with guns blazing down young people and innocent people's heads, and saying that you better back off or we'll kill you. And the thing is that this was a call for peace, and to kidnap 20 soldiers is wrong. Not just mention that Thailand also refuses to hand over dozens of dead bodies on their border.
Wow.
The Cambodian soldiers still hasn't been able to retrieve their dead and the fallen from the war, and they haven't given them a proper burial. And now in the refugee camp, you could smell the dead corpse across the border, and it's breaking the morality, and this is a direct violation of every single UN Geneva Code that exists. And Thailand just continues to double down, triple down on an aggression because they feel that Cambodians don't have a voice. They look down as Cambodians.
Yeah.
They think Cambodians are uneducated, undeveloped, and the bully can get away with it. But the bully, it's coming from one source. It's coming from their General Hun Sen. General Hun Sen wants to be in power and wants his party to rule the kingdom, and there's no better way of doing that by causing a conflict on the border and causing a war, so you can start exercising your power within your own government.
Yeah, Michael, what's your message to those who say your trip was more about politics than people? Is that a because I've seen some of the people say that. How would you address that?
Well, you can go on my Facebook page, Michael B. Alfaro, and you can watch the video for yourself. It was a pouring rain night, and I went to the border to go ahead and investigate what was happening. And what did I see? I saw Thai forces aiming their guns at me as I walked to the border, and I called it out to their face. I said, President Trump's in charge. President Trump called the ceasefire, and this is not okay, displacing over 35,000 people out of their homes. Listen, each home is only valued at $3,000. These are poor people. These are people that live under tinfoil and tents. And what did the Thai forces do? They called an F-16 fighter jet to drop an MK bomb on these people and displace them. And they deported over 1 million Cambodians out of Thailand. And they're doing everything they can to break the morality, break the spirits, and to cause harm. And that's cowardly. You don't go ahead and you don't have the right to use our American engineered weapons and our artillery bombs. And they even use white phosphorus, which is a chemical compound bomb that's illegal to use in wartime. They use that over people. They destroyed 2 schools. They bombed a Buddhist temple that was built in 800 AD that's protected by the United Nations. There's no stop to this power grab by General Hun Sen is drunk on power. This is not about politics. This is about people. This is about humanity. Because I know, because as a former veteran, you do not have the right to drop some of these artillery rounds in engagement, even if you have a target that's identified that needs to be deceased. You're not allowed to drop white phosphorus on terrorists, even if the terrorists have a gun and firing at you. It's illegal because it's inhumane. These bombs, they don't just kill people. They melt people. They melt bone. They melt flesh down to liquid. And you can't even identify the bodies. This is why you don't use some of these chemicals in wartime. And what did Thailand do? They use our U.S. Weapons to go ahead here to stand for the innocent people. And I'm here to set the record straight that America is not backing this war in Thailand, that Thailand is the aggressor, the abuser, and this is not okay. This is the reason why, we have a bad reputation, because sometimes we put weapons in the wrong people's hands, and they're abusing that right, and it harms America's reputation too in the Southeast Asians. And I had to call it out as a taxpayer, and I was acting as a journalist on the ground. I had OAN, One American News credentials. I even had credentials from 560 AM The Answer. I got approved by John Gallagher himself. And I called it out. And I believe every person in America with the right heart would have saw what I saw.
Yeah.
You would have called it out too as well. Because in America, we have free speech, and we don't tolerate violence. We don't tolerate bombing innocent children and killing their schools and kidnapping their young boys. That is not okay.
Now, Michael, you know, a lot of people, the international media framed your trip with words like outrage and controversy, but there's been some new movement, new developments because of your trip over there, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So Japan came and revisited the border. They agreed to everything that I said. They said this is absolutely devastating, absolutely heartbreaking. The United Nations is now going to be moving in troops. There are 7 foreign military units are now going to be actively observing on the Cambodian side. They have asked the call for action for Thailand to observe on their side. Thailand refuses to allow the UN on their side. Thailand refuses to allow 7 foreign military officers, officials to investigate from their side because they don't want peace. They want war. And let me tell you another thing, John.
Yeah.
The Thai forces are taking videos, and you can look it up. Thai forces slingshot Cambodian head.
Oh.
And what they do is they make a slingshot from trees, from their own homemade slingshots from the rubble, and they're slingshotting marbles at the Cambodian's head just so they can respond. They can fire back, they can shoot back, they can throw a rock back, because as soon as that happens, what does the Thai forces do? They drop heavy artillery rounds. They call for an F-16 fighter jet. They drop a white phosphorus bomb. That's chemicals. That's killing people. That's burning them from the inside out. And why they can get away with it? Because press is not present.
Yeah.
At least internationally. At least, and you know what's disgusting?
Yeah.
We're hearing a lot of this outcry from Ukraine and Russia. We're hearing a lot of the outcry from Gaza and Israel. But do you know what's the difference? The difference is that the other side is fighting back.
Yeah.
This side is putting their trust in Trump, and they're crying out for peace.
Now, where does he stand? Where's the president?
Alfaro, go to my website, and you'll see thousands and thousands of people. I have 484,000 followers from Cambodia that are crying for peace every single day while continuing to take it from Thailand.
Now, why would people from Thailand be sending me messages saying that this is not the full truth? What has the State Department weighed in? Even the CIA in some regards. Have you had any visits from anybody within the Trump administration about your trip?
Yeah, so every day when I was on the ground, I communicated to the president's family. Every day I told them exactly what happened. In fact, many times when I was reporting the news, I even had them come on the phone and talk to them and get them their way back and their feedback on what is the situation. Everyone feels that Thailand has disrespected President Trump's call for order. The problem is that we have so much war in the world. We have Ukraine and Russia, right? Yeah. We have Gaza and Israel. We have other issues right now breaking out even in Central America, and there's just so much. It's taking up so much airspace with President Trump's day. Is that he hasn't had his time to get around to it. But it's definitely on his radar. It's definitely been relayed. I spoke with the ambassador yesterday on the phone, from Ambassador Khoi from from Cambodia, and he said that he had a meeting with State Department, relayed to them. They were shocked to hear that Thailand's aggression. The reason why people are saying what I have to say was more political, or they give us they dodge, they delay, they deflect. Whatever I have to come forward with my information. Is because of the fake news that's coming out of Thailand. Thailand is part of the World Bank, they're part of the Associated Press, and they can push out whatever narrative they want, and people will believe it. But this time, this is so different because people have ChatGPT, people have DeepSeek, people have access to AI technologies, and they're able to run analysis on all of the information that's fed to him. Look, Thailand came out there and said, we started this war, we fought back because our first soldier that was killed was a Thai soldier in this war, and he stepped on a landmine. Okay, but when they went to go show the evidence of the landmines, they said they extracted 9 nine landmines from the fields. But then every single one of those landmines had the safety pin still intact. So you mean to tell me that Cambodia set off 9 landmines in the fields, and then the Thai government or Thai authorities or Thai forces came back and put a safety pin back into the landmine to extract it? No way. It would blow up in your face. It would kill you. And the thing is that where did this happen? Where did the casualty happen? It happened in the most impacted mine zone area in the world.
Right.
And not just that, but Thailand has access to the exact same data, the exact same maps under the UN. So they knew what they were doing. They said they were patrolling for drugs and dark money laundering across the border illegally. And the thing is, I asked the Minister of Mines himself from Cambodia. I said, what criminal do you know that goes through the forest that has 800 kilometers worth of mines? It's like a mine every 2 feet for 800 kilometers. I said, who does that? He says, criminals are smarter than that. They don't do that, Michael. There's no money in the world that would be worth, taking your own life for.
Now, Michael, speaking of taking your own life, we got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left. Speaking about taking, you've been threatened. There's been threats to your life, correct?
Yes, absolutely. So Thailand has been threatening me. Then they walked it back, and they said they invite me to Thailand. So I said, of course I will go to Thailand. I want to hear their side. I've done business in Thailand. I've actually worked with the Thai military on humanitarian rescues in 2018 in Laos. I have all documented all of my work. I've spent more time in Thailand than Cambodia, and I'm biased. I am biased towards Thailand. Because of historical reasons, I'm more biased by Thailand. But when I saw what I saw, that changed everything.
Yeah.
Because I'm a man of principle.
Yes.
And when it's wrong, I have to say it. It's wrong.
Now, Michael,
and I had to call it out.
There's about 3,600 Cambodians and 4,200 Thai that live here in Michigan. What would be your message? Not just you got about a minute to give this message to the people of Michigan and to the people who are Cambodians and from Thailand across this country. What's your message to them?
My message is you must immediately call whatever side you're on, whether you hate me or love me. I think we all agree that we don't want war. We don't want conflict. You need to call your Congress office and tell them that we need intervention now. We need President Trump to call in the ambassador from Cambodia and the ambassador from Thailand, including their respective king and respective prime minister, and we need to rehash and we need to renegotiate the border crisis and come from a peaceful resolve and stick to it. Otherwise, the United States needs to pull out of Thailand and Cambodia, crushing both of their economies if they cannot find a resolve. And I think that's fair. If you're on the Thai side and you believe that Cambodia is invading you, you need to call and demand Congress to have an immediate meeting. So let Trump make the decision. Let Trump make the decision on who is the bad person in this. And let's find a peaceful resolve. But if you're on the Cambodian side, you need to do the same as well. Because at the end of the day, we cannot rely on the ICC.
Right.
I know the Cambodians want to, but the problem is the ICC, Thailand's not a part of the ICC. Yeah. And the UN is absent.
You've been radio. You've been in radio. You know what that music means. Michael B. Alfaro, thanks so much for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
We'll be right back.